I thought I'd start the tour leaving from Wake Forest University. So we're turning left on Ronaldo Road out of the campus. And I would imagine that you've been to town before, so you probably are aware of Ronaldo Village, which is on our left. That is the restored working area that supported Ronaldo House, which was the country estate of R.J. Reynolds. A couple of weeks ago, this street was full of sugar maples with a beautiful orange and red fall leaf color. On our left is the estate of R.J. Reynolds, which has been donated to the university. And then on our right is Graylin, also donated to Wake Forest University, built in 1929, French chateau style, but never lived in by the Gray family. Beyond Graylin and Ronaldo, we come into a neighborhood colloquially known as Buena Vista. And you can always tell when somebody's not from around here when they say Buena Vista. We're still in Buena Vista and are heading in closer to town, and in front of us here you can kind of see an open space here, but it's about 140 acres right in the heart of Winston-Salem that belongs to the Children's Home, and it was started as a Methodist orphanage back in the 20s and still serves that function. There's a working farm on the site, and they do a vegetable market during the summer. We're approaching a neighborhood called West End, which was developed around the turn of the century and into the 20s. On our left is kind of what has become the antique reselling area in town. But the West End is a wonderful neighborhood, lots of great architecture, single-family homes primarily, but also with some apartment buildings. On our right is Haynes Park, which is a very heavily used city park. The school system uses it for some of their athletic facilities, but also there's a lot of green space here where people walk. As we move down 4th Street, you can see the tall structures in front of us. The one that looks like the Empire State Building is the former R.J. Reynolds headquarters. It was designed and built by the same architectural firm that did the Empire State Building, and it was done 2 years prior to the Empire State Building. Right in through here, we've got Foothills Brewery, a very successful local brewery, and then some really architecturally significant commercial storefronts here. Building on our right, coming up here, that is the Lowy Building. Raymond Lowy, who was a noted industrial designer. His firm designed this building. And then we're getting into kind of the heart of the downtown restaurant row. Restaurants on both sides of the street here, the Stevens Center facility. Right here on our right is the Twin City Lofts, which we'll come back to here in just a minute. A little further on, Mellow Mushroom, which is a high-end pizza joint. Aperture, which is an art cinema. The best coffee house bakery in town, Camino Bakery, is on our right here. Jimmy John's, Washington Perk, which is like a corner deli, grocery store, etc. And then a block up from here, there are several other restaurants, as well as an open area that we'll come to here in just a minute. That is Merschel Plaza, which we approved $3 million in our latest bond issue to improve. So it will be getting a nice facelift here very shortly. If you can see the Pepper Building to our right up at the corner here, was just purchased by the Indigo Hotel Group. They're going to be spending quite a bit of money there, and then also building an extended stay hotel next door. They'll be spending several million, probably close to $15 million on that site. In front of us here is the Forsyth County Courthouse, recently bought by a developer from Richmond, converted into apartments. As I make the turn here, most of everything in front of you will be torn down and rebuilt as the new Children's Museum slash Cyworks Museum. The two groups just joined forces and are building a $25 million project there, which promises to be world class. The dirt moved. On our left here is a hotel being built. In front of us is First Presbyterian Church. And then to our right, which you really can't see, but Our Lady of Fatima, which is originally was a Carnegie library built in the 20s. These guys in the orange are members of what we call the Clean Team. We have a business improvement district in downtown that pays for an additional level of service over top of what the city provides. The Stevens Center is the Performing Arts Center for the University of North Carolina School of the Arts, which is located here in Winston. It's a world-class facility. Well, no, I'll take that back. It now needs a fair amount of re-renovation, which is going to be occurring over the next couple of years. So again, a several $1 million investment by private enterprise as well as the state of North Carolina. This is the 4th Street commercial space, which is being offered to potential tenants right now. A couple of very interesting ones that are being discussed. One is potentially a grocery store. Another would be to actually open up this part of the space, everything to the left of the column you see on the right-hand side, and have that be open outdoor space with several small retail shops on this side, and then a 6,000 square foot restaurant at the back of the building. The view towards the outside, as you can see, we've still got construction scaffolding on this side. But this building is former YMCA. It was converted to condos back in the 80s. Off in the distance there you see the Lowy building. And then there's an alleyway that runs down here. And this way as well. So looking from the kitchen out towards the west side of the building. And I'm here at, I guess probably a little bit before 11 a.m. in the morning. And so the sun is not really working real hard. Looking from the kitchen area towards the living area, this is facing west. And since this is about 11 o'clock in the morning, there's not a whole lot of direct sunlight coming in here, but there really is quite a bit of light that floods this space as we get past 1, 2 o'clock and on through the afternoon. The bedroom has a window that's also west facing, and you have essentially that same view as from the kitchen and the alleyway towards the west. This is a view from the 6th floor penthouse looking to the southeast. City Hall, Wells Fargo Tower, BB&T building, Old Salem, First Pres Church, Sawtooth, Milton Roads Arts Theater, and then just pick up the Holly Avenue neighborhood down in here. Off in the distance you can see the light stanchions for the ballpark, the Dash baseball team. And then on the horizon there, that big structure is Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center, West End neighborhood, and then downtown. And one of the new structures right there in the background is the new public library, Central Library, which is a $24 million investment that will be done within the next 6 months. Where that surface parking is, in that big blank space with GMAC building in back there, that's all vacant, on the market with several interested purchasers, so we expect the project to occur there fairly soon. The units that have indoor parking will enter through here and then grab their space inside this area. And there's this ramp that will go up to the elevator banks that will then feed the rest of the building. This area will have an entrance from the street for guests that can be fobbed in from your smartphone. And right in the corner will be the entrance from the secured outdoor parking area for the owners. Come in here through that door, pick up their mail, and then head to the elevators. So this is Mellow Mushroom. To my right, in the Aperture Cinema, Jeffrey Adams restaurant, bar, the Stevens Center, and this is the Twin City Loft Project. This is the backside of First Presbyterian Church. This is the Nissen Building. And looking up along Marshall Street, we've got the Stevens Center, Twin City Lofts, and then the old YMCA, Winston Square Park, and the Milton Roads Art Center. This is Winston Square Park, which is right adjacent to the project, and frankly is a very underutilized park. There has been discussion about renovations to it, or doing away with it, or selling the land to the Art Center to beef up the amount of theater space available in what is the theater district. This is really right in the center of the theater district. Not sure how easy it's going to be to see finish levels here, but these are the cabinet fronts. There are a series of different options. Just run those down. Flooring will be hardwood and tile. Carpet in bedrooms. I'll have the designer put together a package for you that will show things better, I believe. 5th and Trade Street begins the Arts District. To the right is the Millennium Center, an event space, the former U.S. Post Office. This block has the Mass General Store, which is a sort of a retailing phenomenon in this part of the world. Several very good restaurants, including Sweet Potatoes, Atelier, which is a phenomenal bakery. And then galleries and shops along through here. In the summertime, streets get closed off down here for music festivals from April, May, probably May through August. There's free outdoor music 2 nights a week every weekend, and then 3 nights a week on a lot of weekends. So again, more gallery space. Side streets here and along this way. Finnegan's Wake Irish Pub is up here. Little shops. The northern part of the Arts District has come alive here in the last just few years. The building you see going up there has got offices on the first 2 floors, and the 3rd floor is a residence for one of the local architects who's very involved in downtown stuff. He's also president of the Downtown Winston-Salem Partnership, which I'm a member of as well. But even 5 years ago at night, you wouldn't walk north of here, and now there's a distillery, a brewery coming, a very high-end chocolate place. Mission Pizza is on the right here. It does wood-fired pizzas, which is very, very good. Across the street here, this is MLK, but across the street here, there's lots of opportunity. There's Wise Man Brewing going in, Ziggy's musical venue shut down, but will be reopening sometime soon. But there's lots of warehouse space up in this district, and over the next 5 years, that's where we see an awful lot of growth occurring. I'm going to turn right onto Liberty Street. Liberty Street parallels Trade and has been dormant for, since probably the mid-70s. Recently, this is where development dollars have been going. This building with the blue wrapping million arts building right next to a $2 million art park that was opened up 2 years ago and has been a phenomenal success. There's a CrossFit trainer section, some development opportunity on our left, and then in this next block, the U.S. Cycling Association headquarters is located, as well as Crafted, a taco restaurant from Greensboro that has done very, very well. Just going to do a quick spin through the Innovation Quarter, which is basically everything in front of us. To our left are several factory conversions to loft apartments. Downtown apartments are 97% full. There are another 700 to 1,000 that are going to be built, and the developers are all very confident that they'll fill them. The Innovation Quarter is comprised mainly of buildings that were donated to Wake Forest University by R.J. Reynolds, old tobacco production facilities. They have been converted into world-class biomedical research centers and also into apartments. The former coal-fired power station is in the process of being retrofitted. There's going to be a bowling alley. Aperture Cinema is going to open a second location there. Several restaurants, so it'll be a very vibrant spot. That's Bailey Power Plant off in the distance there. You really can't talk about downtown revitalization without talking about Cranky's Coffee Shop, which is on our left here. Started out with guys actually squatting in an old abattoir that was located about a block from the railroad depot. They turned it into a coffee shop, a nighttime entertainment area, and it has just boomed. But it's kind of a feature in downtown. They stuck their necks way out and started way before anybody else had faith that downtown could be revitalized. And this is more of the Innovation Quarter converted factory spaces. In the foreground is Bailey Park, which is a very active city park and hosts lots of concerts and events and outdoor yoga classes and frisbee tournaments and tons of things. It's been very, very popular. The Reynolds building here, which is kind of in a frame now on the bottom of it at least, was recently purchased by PMC Corporation out of Philadelphia. Their business is to buy old office buildings and convert them to residential and then rent them as apartments, which is what they did with this building. But the twist is that the bottom 60 units is owned and operated by Kimpton Hotels, very high-end luxury hotel brand, with a top-notch restaurant on the ground floor called Catherine's.